Conservative new media viewers and JLin fans around the world, what's going on? We're here to talk about Houston's 122-119 victory tonight over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Woo! Woo! Man, that was an amazing game. That was incredible. Early in this game, I thought Houston really looked like they had a chance to win. They were hitting all their three-pointers, and everything looked great. And then Oklahoma City just took control because they're a better team than Houston is. They used their size inside on defense and their shot blocking to intimidate Houston. They used their athleticism. They used their scoring ability. And I was just kind of resigned to what looked like a Houston loss. And everything looked pretty bad until about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then James Harden and Lin just turned it on. And it was amazing. I think this is the best win of the year. Under the circumstances, playing one of the top four teams in the league, and now's the stretch run, as we say in English. What that stretch run refers to horse racing, and the final part of the horse race around a track is the stretch. And so the stretch run is like when you're getting close to the end, and you got to really make your horse run fast and give it your best. Houston is in the number 8 seed in the Western Conference playoff picture, and the Lakers have won 8 of their last 12 games, and the Lakers are very talented. So it's like, this is it. Now's the time that Houston needs to turn it on and secure their playoff spot, and this game is going to go a long way to doing that. And I'm just thrilled. I mean, this was amazing. We had Beardsanity. James Harden had 46 points in this game, which is a new career high for him. 46 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. We had Linsanity 2.0 in this game, which we'll be talking about more in just a moment. Houston was playing without Marcus Morris, Patrick Patterson, Tony Douglas, and Cole Aldrich, all of whom were traded tonight. And so they were shorthanded. They were missing guys, and which meant other players had to play heavy minutes, like Harden, like Lin. Oklahoma City was also a little shorthanded because they played without Kendrick Perkins, who might also be traded. I told you guys before the All-Star game, the last game before the All-Star game, you usually will see some lopsided scores because teams kind of go on vacation early, if you will. And what happens right after the All-Star game, right around the trade deadline, is you get games like this. You get games where guys are missing. And the reason why the guys don't play, if they're going to get traded or the team's thinking about trading them, is because they don't want the guys to get hurt. In other words, if you're about to trade for Kendrick Perkins, but all of a sudden he injures his knee right before you're going to trade for him, well, you might not trade for him anymore. So what happens is guys come up with these, supposed injuries so that they don't get hurt before they're traded or maybe traded. And so you get games like this where you have funny lineups and teams only have like 8 guys dressing instead of 12 and this type of thing. And that's what happened with Houston tonight. So not only was this a big win, it was a big win even though they were missing a bunch of guys. So I just think under all the circumstances, this was the best win of the year. This was huge. And I'm just thrilled. I mean, this was amazing. Now, I will talk about the trades that Houston made in a little bit after I talk about Jeremy and just kind of go through that stuff real quickly. And they might not be done trading. I'm hearing that they might make more trades. So we'll see. I mean, I can only go on what I know right now when this video is being made, but the trading might not be done. Now, I mentioned in the last video, a lot of people that are just watching this video won't know about it yet. I made a comments video, like responding to people's comments from the last JLin video, Game 55. So if you haven't checked that out, you can go and check that out. It's JLin comments video number 1. And that's kind of in between the last game and this game. And I'm going to try to do more of the comments videos in between games on days like when the team does not have a game, just because I have more time to do it then. Now, and I mentioned in that video that I'm going to try to add in the video description of these game videos timestamps, links in where, at 10 minutes and 20 seconds, I talk about Jeremy's dunk or something. So if you just want to hear about that, then those timestamps links, that will take you to that part of the video. And that was brought up by viewer H Quatran, and it's a good idea. Now, I'm not going to be able to, it'll take me a couple hours to add the timestamps, because what I'll have to do is I'll have to listen to the video myself so that I know where those moments are. And so that'll take a couple hours, but then you can go and look for that, and hopefully that'll help people out that don't have time to listen to the whole video if it's a long video and just want to get certain specific information. Like for tonight, I'll add a timestamp for the trades, Houston's trades. Here's my take on Houston's trades. So if you just want to know about that, you can just go and listen to that. Okay, let's turn to Jeremy. Jeremy had a great game, 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. 42 minutes played, 12 of 22 shooting from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 steals, no block shots, 3 turnovers. His plus-minus was 0, and his efficiency number was 31. Jeremy played great in this game. The only reason he's not going to get the headlines is because James Harden had 46 points, but that's okay. Jeremy played tremendous. He outplayed Russell Westbrook, and we've talked before, there's some revenge game action there, so he outdid Westbrook. He hit the three-point shots. He's just getting better and better with the three. Like I said, this guy's improving so much in so many different areas. It's incredible. I mean, it's amazing. And it just shows you, what he can become. We saw Mr. Fourth Quarter. We saw the Surgeon. We certainly saw Linsanity 2.0. Look, this backcourt, Jeremy Lin and James Harden, I've said it before, these guys are going to dominate for a decade, or they could. I mean, and you saw it tonight. This was what the backcourt can be at its best. It's been, they can't play together and all this. No. They can play together, and you saw it tonight where they both had huge games against a great team. A great team that can play very good defense. So you saw it tonight, and this is what it's going to look like when it's performing at its optimum level. One thing I was really impressed with in this game was how poised Jeremy looked. He looked confident. You can see his confidence is gaining. I don't know if he just, he got good feedback at the All-Star game or what, but you can see his confidence is growing. He looked very calm tonight, very much in control, and it was great. I just noticed that he's just, he's carrying himself in a different way. And look, remember this early in the season. He's a bust. He's a fraud. He can't play. What a waste of a signing and all that stuff. He can't dribble. He can't do this. He can't do that. And now look at him. I mean, it's like it's two different people. Again, this is when people say this stuff about, oh, Mikhail's going to ruin him. It's like, look, think about that. Think about how much he's already overcome mentally just this year. That's why I'm not worried. Mikhail's not going to break him or anything. He's already been through the worst part. Now he's got games like this to build on. You know, I mean, once you start doing this type of thing consistently, you're going to be confident. You're going to feel pretty good. Jeremy has all of Linsanity 1.0 to look back on, and now he's got games like this. You know, he knows he can do it. So he's going to be fine. To use a Mikhail phrase, Jeremy is going to be fine. He played great tonight. Okay, let's go over some quarter-by-quarter highlights for Jeremy. First quarter, Jeremy hit a 20-foot jumper. I actually did not see it. I think I turned away for a second and I missed the shot. So I can't tell you what side it was on. But I know it was a 20-foot jumper because I looked at the ESPN play-by-play for it, and they wrote that down. Middle of the first quarter, Jeremy hit a catch-and-shoot three-pointer from about 80 degrees to the right. So he was almost in the right-hand corner. Perfect thing. You know, that's what this offense is about. Spot-up shooting. Dish the ball out and you shoot it, which is not what Jeremy was good at coming into this year, but he's showing that he can do it. And he drilled that shot, and that was great. Late in the first quarter, Jeremy had a tremendous crossover move. Again, a crossover move is when you start dribbling one way, you fake the defender, and then you quickly cross the ball over your body. You know, so you switch it from left hand to right hand or right hand to left hand by dribbling it in front of your body. Jeremy started, he was on the right-hand side of the court. He started dribbling with his left hand, faked, went right, burned his defender, had a really nice pass out to Patrick Beverly for a three-point attempt. Patrick Beverly did not hit it, but that was a very fast move by Jeremy. That's one of the best crossovers that I've seen him do. I know viewer Justin Fuller has said Jeremy needs a crossover. That crossover was pretty sweet. And we talked in the last game how I said that Jeremy's getting his jumping ability back, his burst, his explosiveness from the knee injury. That crossover, again, shows me the knee is getting better and better because it was an explosive move, even more explosive than other times that he's done the same move. So the knee continues to improve, and Jeremy's starting to get back to his old form. Great. Okay, Jeremy started the second quarter. Early in the second quarter, Jeremy had a nice pass into Donatas Mateunas for a nice little left-handed hook shot. Demo has, I said this in the last game video, Demo has a lot of skill. He's only 20 years old, but man, he's got a lot of skill. He can shoot three-pointers. He has different post-up moves. He's huge. He's a 7-foot guy. It's a nice dish from Jeremy and a nice shot from Demo. And as I've said before, Demo is going to be a serious NBA player. He just needs to stay healthy and get a little bit more seasoning. And man, he's going to be, especially on offense, he just has a tremendous amount of skill for a player his age. Okay, middle of the second quarter, Jeremy had a tremendous pass to Omer Asik for a dunk. And this was 7:10 left in the second quarter. He passed it right over a double team. And not only was it a double team, he was coming off of, I believe, a pick and roll. I think Omer set a pick. It was going to his left. And if you remember early in the season, I said, look, I'm going to know Jeremy's improved considerably when he is able to beat double teams off the pick and roll going to his left. And that's exactly what he did on that play. I believe it was Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka. A just perfect pass. Omer, perfect cut to the basket. He was wide open. Easy dunk. That was and he was going to his left hand. Oh, he can't dribble left. He can't do this. Certainly dribbled left there. And he passed left, I believe. And that was the surgeon, man. He cut them up. That was just a tremendous play. And it's just getting better and better, man. I mean, and Omer, nice move and nice finish by Omer, who we've given a lot of grief before about his challenges in finishing plays when he gets the ball passed to him. Middle of the second quarter as well, Jeremy drew a charge on Kevin Durant. Jeremy just was kind of staying in the middle of the lane. Kevin ran right into him. Excellent play. Late in the second-hand quarter, Jeremy hit a long two-point shot from about 30 degrees to the right of the top of the arc. He was close to hitting a three-point shot on it, but I think he stepped on the line. So it wasn't quite a three-pointer. Also late in the second quarter, Jeremy got his third personal foul guarding Kevin Durant, so he had to leave the game with 1 minute and 30 left in the second quarter. Kevin McHale took him out, and then pretty soon after that, Jeremy got a technical foul, I think, while he was on the bench. I think he was pretty unhappy with the foul call that he got. Now, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people, a lot of fans around the league feel like Kevin Durant's getting all kinds of foul calls this year. In other words, you can't touch Kevin Durant, you're getting a foul. So that perception is spreading around the league. And, I don't know, that seemed to be what Jeremy was feeling at that moment. Like, look, I didn't even touch him, or whatever. And I guess that's how he ended up getting the technical foul. He really was unhappy with what happened, I believe, on that foul call. So that earned him his third foul, and he had to go sit down. But again, a couple games ago, as we talked about, Jeremy fouled out, and I said he's going to have to learn from that to not foul out. You can't get into foul trouble even if the fouls aren't being called fairly or you don't think they are. You still have a responsibility not to get into foul trouble, and he hasn't had a problem since then, and that's really good. Again, it just shows you how quickly he's learning everything and processing new information and incorporating it into his game, and he did that with the fouls again tonight. Okay, Jeremy started the third quarter. He scored relatively quickly in the third quarter. He scored. I don't know why I didn't write it down. I'm not sure if it was a layup or a jump shot. He had a nice pass to Chandler Parsons early in the third for Chandler Parsons' layup. He had a nice pass early in the third quarter to James Harden for a score. In the middle of the third quarter, Jeremy had an excellent steal against Russell Westbrook, and he fed the ball to a streaking Chandler Parsons for a breakaway dunk. That made the score 73-72. Oklahoma City at that time, 6:55 left in the quarter. You'll probably see that in the highlights. Just an excellent play by Jeremy. It also led to an Oklahoma City timeout as Houston was making a run there. Late in the third, Jeremy had a nice little move, a little floater. He was going from the right-hand side to the right-hand side of the court towards the left-hand side, about 12 feet from the basket, a little right-handed high-arcing floater Excellent shot. We said he needs to have those shots, and he showed it there. That was a nice basket that he scored there. Soon thereafter, late in the third, Houston was inbounding the basketball from underneath their own basket. Jeremy, off a designed play, came in, caught the ball about 13, 15 feet from the basket on the right baseline. Catch and shoot, jump shot, nice score there. And then finally in the third, Jeremy scored a left-handed layup in transition after Carlos Delfino had gotten a steal and passed it up ahead to Jeremy. Going into the fourth, Jeremy started the fourth, so he started every quarter tonight, and again, he had to play heavy minutes because of the 4 guys that were involved in the trades tonight. So he definitely got a lot of run tonight, which is good to see. Jeremy went out of the game and was replaced by, I believe, James Anderson with about 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth. And that was probably just, again, a little bit of rest because he was playing heavy minutes. Jeremy came back into the game with about 6.5 minutes left in the game, and Houston was down 11 at that point. This is where I said earlier, I was like, okay, Houston's going to lose this game. It's too bad, whatever. But they weren't going to lose, and it's because of James Harden and Mr. Fourth Quarter, JLin. Jeremy went right to work. Now, he missed a three-pointer that wasn't a great shot early after he came in, but also in the middle of the fourth quarter, he had a nice dish to Greg Smith, who was back from the developmental league, for a layup. Late in the fourth quarter, Jeremy had a cut to the basket going left to right, another little floater shot. He hit it. Then the score was tied up at 111. Jeremy hit a huge, huge three-pointer. Right side, 45 degrees from the top of the arc. 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the game. That put Houston up by 3 points, 114 to 111. Then Jeremy hit another three-pointer. I believe it was from 10 degrees to the left of the top of the arc. It was very late in the shot clock, and he had to shoot it, and he nailed it. So now Jeremy was rolling, and James Harden was rolling. So again, this is what they can do in playing in really good combination. Jeremy had a great feed to Carlos Delfino, who didn't have he kind of hesitated and did like a reverse layup, and he missed it, or it went off of him out of bounds. It looked like it was going to be almost a wide open shot, but it didn't end up being that way. Jeremy was fouled with 25 seconds left in the game, shot 2 free throws. He only hit 1 out of 2. That was probably the weak moment of the game. That was kind of a clutch situation, but everything ended up well. And once again, Jeremy had 7 points at least, all from 4 minutes or less left in the game. So as much as James Harden did, and James Harden did a lot, Jeremy was right there too. This is who he is. This is what he's about. And it was just great to see. This was a huge game for Jeremy personally. And again, it just shows you how good this backcourt is going to be. Just summarizing quickly, best win of the year. I have no question in my mind, given all the circumstances and where this team is at and what they need to do now to get a playoff spot. This was the best win of the year. Not only was it a great day in terms of on the court, but I think the trades are really going to help Houston. Again, I am hearing, though, that these trades might not be final, meaning that they might deal away Thomas Robinson, who they got tonight from Sacramento. So I can only talk about Thomas Robinson because that's who they got right now. But I'm hearing that Thomas Robinson may be dealt for somebody else. So we'll just have to wait and see. The trading deadline is tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time in the eastern part of the United States. So there's basically about 15 and a half hours left to make trades. After that, you can't make a trade. So we'll see what happens. Again, who knows what's going to happen. Look, Daryl Morey's done a great job, the general manager of the Rockets, and we'll see. I mean, I trust him. Let's just go over Thomas Robinson, though, just because he is who Houston has right now. They traded Patrick Patterson, Cole Aldrich, and Tony Douglas to the Sacramento Kings for Thomas Robinson. I believe Thomas Robinson was the 5th pick in the 2012 draft. I like this trade a lot. I don't know if Thomas Robinson's going to end up staying a Rocket, but he's a tremendous player if he does stay. He is an excellent rebounder. We've talked, it's always the talk that the Rockets have undersized power forwards who can't rebound. Well, Thomas Robinson can rebound. He's a little bit shorter than I'd like. They list him at 6'10". He's not 6'10". He's about 6'8", barefoot. So he's probably, he's probably 6'9" in shoes. It's not bad. He could be a little taller, but he's a big guy. He's probably 240. He's a big guy. He's very athletic. He's in great shape. He has a good build. He's kind of raw, meaning he's not particularly polished offensively or defensively. He doesn't have the skill set that Demo does. But he's an athlete. He's energetic, and he definitely can rebound. So, I mean, if nothing else happens, I would be thrilled with this trade. I know that somebody left a comment during the game. They're saying, it's too bad that we lost these guys. No, believe me. I mean, I'm sad that we lost the guys. This is going to make Houston better, even if they don't trade him for somebody else. Thomas Robinson, he's been a little disappointing. People think, he hasn't lived up to the number 5 pick. Now, Thomas Robinson can play. I've seen him play a little bit. He can play, and he's an upgrade from Patrick Patterson and Marcus Morris. Now, Marcus Morris also got traded. He got traded to the Phoenix Suns, where he'll be reunited with his twin brother. So that's cool. The reason why Marcus Morris was traded, and we didn't get anything back for him, it was like a second-round pick later. In my opinion, part of it is, okay, if they're going to set up another trade, maybe they need a roster spot or roster spots. You can only have so many guys on your team, 15 or 12 active and 15 total. Just looking at what happened today, again, not thinking of more trades, then I would say the reason why Marcus Morris was traded was because they want to have more time for Demo to play. They want more time, and so you can't play everybody. So if you're going to play Demo more, you might as well trade Marcus Morris. So that's what it looks like given where we're at today. But we'll see where we're at tomorrow in terms of if there are any more trades for the Rockets to do. Not only was this trade good in terms of personnel, Houston actually cleared more cap space by getting Thomas Robinson. So they're that much closer to being able to sign a full max player this upcoming summer. Dwight Howard or whoever else for a max deal. So it makes sense in terms of talent, and it makes sense in terms of money. So this was great. Again, you have this amazing win, and you have these trades. So, I mean, it's just a phenomenal day if you're a Houston Rockets fan. And, again, depending on possibly more trades, it could get even better. Okay, as I said, I'll be doing the timestamps in a couple of hours. Right now it is 11:28 p.m. here in the eastern part of the United States, which means that it is, I can't think right now. It is 12:28 p.m., I think. Is that right? Yeah, 12:28 p.m. I can't think right now, in Taipei, Taiwan, and it is 3:28 p.m. in Sydney, Australia, where Dai's son is. And so that's cool. I wanted to throw in Sydney, Australia, because that's even further east of Taipei. And Dai's son said in the comments of I think of the comment video that he lives in Sydney, Australia. So it's great. I mean, we get viewers all over the world, which is really a lot of fun. Okay, let's get to comments. These are comments and questions from, many of them are from today's comment video, actually, or yesterday's comment video. Ina41 from Taiwan. I hope you enjoyed the comments video number 1. I know you left a nice comment saying that you were looking forward to it. Hope you enjoyed it. Itamac64 from Hong Kong. I also hope that you enjoyed the comments video number 1, and thanks a lot for your nice words about the videos and my work. I appreciate that. Jack's cool. Glad you enjoyed the comments video idea. I agree with you that Jeremy was very humble in what he said about not making the All-Star team this year. And look, Jeremy's a classy guy, and that's who he is. And that's a big part of the reason why we like him. Hyunherful, Sumiachi was saying that Jeremy lost like 10 pounds this offseason. And that's right. I remember hearing the same thing. And if I remember correctly, I heard that he did that because he wanted to make it easier on his knee after having the surgery on the meniscus. Jeremy's built a lot like Yao is built, which is to say he's not that big up in the torso, like in the chest and the arms. He's bigger in the legs. And Lin could stand to get a bit more density and thickness in his muscle. I know Sumiachi was saying that as well. And you can train for that. There are ways to train for that. Now, a lot of it's genetic, but there are ways to train for fast twitch fibers and train for muscle density, etc. And that type of thing is usually what leads to more explosiveness and more power in terms of jumping and stuff. So I think Lin's done some of that training, and he can do more. Maybe we'll see that. Bluebell 903, yeah, you definitely caught me on the Washington Bullets reference. That's true. That was a good. The reason why I called them the Bullets was because when I was watching the game, they were wearing the throwback uniforms from like the 80s and 90s, and I was like, oh yeah, Washington Bullets uniforms. So I was just thinking that like when I was watching the game and making the video. Sumiamchi, look, I just say give McPhail a chance. Jeremy is going to be fine. Like I said, look at the game tonight. He's going to be okay. Kevin McHale played with some very mentally tough point guards and players. And I'm thinking of Dennis Johnson. He's a tremendous point guard. And I just think that's what Kevin McHale sees in his mind. That's what he wants from his own point guards. I think Jeremy, if he can just hang in there, McHale's tough love is going to help him. Again, Jeremy's doing fine. I mean, look what he did tonight. So he's doing okay. He's doing all right. I am also not a big fan of what has happened with Royce White in terms of what's happened so far, at least from what I've read. A lot of people feel the way you feel about how Royce has handled things. And look, hopefully things will get better from here. Hopefully, now he's ended D-League and things seem to be working out. And, hopefully that'll work out. He's a talented guy. And let's see what happens from here. Thanks also for the information, Sumiamchi, about Demo's weight. I think 245 is a good weight for him. At his age, the way he's built, he doesn't need to be any bigger than that right now. He can let his body kind of mature and grow into it, and then he can get a little heavier if he wants to get heavier. Dai-san, happy to mention you in the video. I used to know exactly the time difference in Melbourne because I often cover the Australian Open tennis tournament, and so it's like in terms, I have to know what time it is there so that I know when the matches are going to be played here, time-wise in the United States. So definitely, yeah. Look, this was a huge game, just like you said it was going to be. Looking forward to seeing you in the comments, and thanks for the nice words. As I said, this was a huge, huge victory for Houston. I'm thrilled. This is really going to help them with the playoffs, and if they can beat Brooklyn, then they're even in better shape. Brooklyn is the last of a 4-game stretch on the schedule that's very tough for Houston. After that, they've got one more stretch of 4 games still remaining on the schedule that's going to be tough. Besides that, the schedule's not that bad. So they're looking good for a playoff spot. If I had to guess which of the teams that are currently in the playoffs in the West that might fall out of it, I would say Utah, because Utah's schedule is tough. So if the Lakers are going to get a spot, I think they'll get Utah's spot. And hopefully Houston can just hang in there and get their spot. The next game is this upcoming Friday, February 22nd in the United States, which means it'll be early Saturday in Asia and Australia. And it is against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn has been playing pretty well lately. They've won their last 2 games. They won a dramatic game last night, I believe, against the Milwaukee Bucks. Joe Johnson hit a big shot in overtime. And they're an up-and-down team, but they're talented. They have a lot of talent on their team. And it's going to be in Brooklyn. So Houston can win the game. Hopefully, depending on what happens with the trading stuff, hopefully whoever they get will be able to join the team for the game. I wouldn't count on that because, guys need time to pack up and, take flights to the new city. I wouldn't count on it, but I hope it happens. That will certainly help. So it's a winnable game, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to be really disappointed if Houston loses the game, particularly because they won this game tonight against Oklahoma City. But if they can win the game, then they're really in good shape. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm satisfied because they won this game. Okay, your comments below, thumbs up, thumbs down in this video. We will include the full information in the video description below the video player for game highlights, game stories, and a box score of the game. Also, the timestamps will be coming in a couple of hours, and there will also be information so you can come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group, which has over 2,000 members and growing all the time. I am Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. Thanks for watching Conservative New Media. We strive to be the #1 JLin YouTube fan channel. And again, just a great night. And it's going to be interesting to see what the next 16 hours brings in terms of will Houston make more trades. But I am just very happy tonight. And I love it, man. Houston's rocking and rolling, and Jeremy did phenomenal tonight. Linsanity 2.0 is back, and that's always a good thing. Hope everything is good for you and that you're having a good night or good day wherever you are in the world when you watch this video. Take care, and we will talk to you again soon. And I will say, I will try to do another comment video tomorrow if I can. So keep your eyes open for that, and we'll talk to you again soon.